Okay, I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope this is working. Hi, welcome to Arctic's Empire. Sorry, I'm trying to change the order for the introduction. So, hi, welcome to Arctic's Empire. I'm Arctic. Today's show, and yes, I've managed 2 LEGO streams in a row. It's not a record, but it's actually close. I think. I think my record's 3. 3 days in a row? I think it's 3. I'd have to check. Presuming I've kept records. I've only just recently started trying to keep records of what I'm up to. So yes, my name is Arctic. Today is another LEGO build, a traditional LEGO build, a traditional Technic LEGO build. So here's the monster we're currently working on. As you can see on the screen above me and my Skycam, you can see pictures of what this is supposed to be, as well as the instructions. And the far right camera, that is just quick little snapshots from the Lego is Lava series, just bits and pieces of that. So this piece is being built in the traditional way because I really enjoy Technic sets. So I wanted to enjoy it the first time around. After I'm built this, I'm going to build a second item that's also a Technic set. I'm then going to take this apart and I'm going to rebuild it as lava, which means no bare hands allowed, or as little bare hands as possible. So far as I'm going with this, I think the hosing is going to present a problem. They're extremely tight fits, so I'm not sure. I may have to use my hands, bare hands, for that. Various other pieces have shown itself to be very tricky, so I'm not sure how a lava build is going to go. But that's not the point right now. The point right now is just to enjoy the set and just plot along with it. Well, plot's not the right word. Let's see. Cool, that works. Okay. I finished up my 3 emotes for the $4.99, $10.99, $24.99 subscriptions. The color's inconsistency with one of them. Lava His Hype was the first one, and I cannot find the file I created to make that particular one. It's using a different font I'd found, and the colors are slightly off. So when I did the second two, I couldn't find it, so I ended up starting from scratch, so they don't match. But I have since come across what's an official Lego font, so I might use that instead. So I might redo the 3, and in time I'll end up changing them around because the Arctic's Empire is not just about Lego. I've done a couple episodes of The Witching Hour, which would be a series of different types of shows, which traditionally would air at midnight, which is, depending on the culture and your beliefs, The Witching Hour starts at midnight. In some cases, it starts at 3, depending. So I've just picked midnight, given the time that I normally am up and about. I really don't want to start a stream at 3 in the morning here. And by rights for where I live, to start earlier, it would mean I live in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for the time zones to work properly. So I can't claim to be 3 hours sooner. That would put me on some small island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and I don't think anyone's going to buy that. So I have that I'm working on. I'm also working on something called Squirrel Bay, which is more of a sci-fi kind of a universe. Just a lot of ideas I've had running around for years, so that's going to be there. Okay, so let's get on with this. So there's only currently one of us. That's fine. It's not a big deal. I mean, we're here. I'm here to have fun doing this. Okay, so let's see if I can. That's just not gonna go well. Well, let's just leave it like this then. And pray for the best. So. It's quite a delay. Okay. So I'm just trying to think what the delay must be on the other end. And I'm still cranking at 90 plus processor usage. It's still really high, and I don't know why. I mean, it's an older system, this laptop. I know the graphics card doesn't actually meet spec, so it's like a stage or two just under of what's supposed to be required. So I'm trying to run today without a browser. So I got Streamlabs open. I've got the actual Twitch app running so I can see chat. Hoping that that would free up some cycles. So far I have not lost a frame. I lost about 0.05% frames, 0.5 frames yesterday, which initially I'm thinking was barely unnoticeable. Barely noticeable, would be a better way to put it. Yeah. Alright, so let's get back to this. So we are on instruction 248. So 248. We need, what's that? 6 axle? Should be a 6. Okay. Let's put you over there for now. Let's try it that way instead. Okay, so, and I need one of these guys. Now, hopefully some people pop in. They'll have someone to talk to. Just idle chit-chat. Just always nice to socialize with people. See what's going on. Oops. Let's put that there. Put you there. Always trying to improve things around here. It's an ongoing battle. That's an 8. A simple spacer. I remember a time when there were no worm gears. They never existed. Oh, I forgot to change it to episode 4. It's all the little details in streaming. That's where the trick seems to be. 6. And another one of you guys. Yesterday was interesting. I ended up catching a few errors I had made in my build previously. At one point I had to take the steering apart to remove 2 pieces. Now granted, the pieces weren't wrong, they were the wrong color, and I'd rather do the job right the first time, so I actually had to disassemble part of the steering mechanism in order to swap out those pieces. Okay, now I'm seeing dropped frames, 0.2%. Damn. I'm using 52% of the CPU. That's just ridiculous. did update the drivers yesterday for the video card, but by rights it's not using them. Oh, what was that? I saw an alert. I heard an alert. I don't know what happened. Oh, skin slip. Thank you for the host, sir. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I forgot to check the screen. I'm not sure entirely if my alerts are working. I was working with Streamlabs OBS and I stopped because it looks like as they've been updating it and they're adding more features, something's gone wrong for my system anyway, and it's become a fat, bloated pig of an app. So I can't use it. I cannot stream any longer with it. I drop frames left, right, and center and whatnot, so I can't use it. So I'm back to just straight old OBS. So I'm still trying to set things up. It's a little more work. That automatic theme thing was really cool. The audio's a little low. Okay. Unfortunately, I think I am dialed up as far as I can go. I've had this issue before. Let's see. What if we... I'd rather not play around with boost. Put the microphone a little closer. It might help a bit. The one thing about streaming is you tend to learn about the various silly controls. See, that's 20 boost. That's too much. Test. 1, 2. Yeah, that seems really loud. If I turn this down. Okay, maybe I can find a happy medium. Okay, my night's going well. I was kind of hoping I'd be up and running before Parky finished, but oh well. I'm learning not to rush, because when you rush to start your stream, mistakes and the unexpected comes along and it just ruins your mood, and it's tough to do this when you're not in a good mood. That's something I see a lot of people talk about. A lot of people talk about, you got to be in a good mood to do this. Because if you're not, your viewers can tell. And it doesn't necessarily help their mood out either, so I'm trying. I am super low. Damn. Okay, well there's a bit more. I mean, it's loud to me, but I got this turned up. Okay, well, cross my fingers and hope this works out better. Otherwise, I don't have any other way of improving volume. Oh, that's maxed. Okay, well I'm clipping. OBS shows me clipping right into the red. But if it sounds better for you guys. Okay, well I appreciate the help. One more thing to remember. Turn everything up too loud. Okay, what am I looking at? Ah, I see what you're doing. Back you up. So how was your stream? I saw something about, Batman 601? I think it's Batman 400. I have that one. That's the one that Stephen King wrote an intro for. Yeah, OBS is free, and otherwise I can't complain. I mean, I have my fingers crossed that it's working better than Streamlabs OBS. They need to fix some serious problems with that. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'll take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, so where am I? 252. I'm still trying to figure out depths of putting axles in, because I mean, to do it with my bare hands is fine, but when this becomes a lava build, I realize I have to set axles to a preset depth. Otherwise, trying to push them in the final distance when they're in place, like for some of this stuff. I mean, there's a couple of pins and axles in here that to try and adjust them at the last moment to get the depths right be a problem. Oh, like look at this one. That one, well, no, that one's supposed to be a okay. Yeah, there's a few axles that I should have set them in their proper distance before putting them into the model. $22 gigs of RAM. Damn. I'm running 8 gigs on my laptop. My main system runs 16. I intend to build a new system hopefully in the next week with the whole Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So my original gaming system that's behind me, that will become the streaming system. I actually have a small hammer that I was using for tapping pieces in to seat them properly. It works, but the other thing is I'm going to have to be building a lot of jigs and stands to hold stuff in particular positions to be able to put more pieces in. So it's going to be on its side, it's going to upside down. Putting all this together, that's all going to take stands. And I'm still working on tools. This was something I've been playing around with for a little while. I'm trying to figure out how to make a clamp for... Let's just make this quick. I'm going to need to make clamps so I can move the parts. I can move the main model whenever I want. So I was just trying to figure out a quick way of clamping things. So that's what I was working on a little while ago. I have a big bin of parts beside me that it's all dedicated to trying to figure this out. Okay, so back to this. The sooner I build it, the sooner I get to do it as lava. I know people have commented they really like the idea of the lava show. I'm just, I'm not sure how ugly it's gonna get to build, because, where is it? Yeah. I have those 3 resets as well. Is that right? I got a bit of a time delay with OBS. Yeah, I've got all 3. So the big bucket shovel, that will probably be the last one I try this way. Unless I can get my hands on that Millennium Falcon, which I do want. I'll try and build that as lava as well. Oh, the Porsche, yeah. Lego just announced they've come up with a new one. They've released pictures of the box. 1,300 pieces or something. The current Porsche I own is 2,700. It's still in the box. All my Technic stuff is the new stuff I've bought in the last 6 years. They're all still in the box. I've never opened them. I have the first Lego Technic car. The red frame, the yellow exhaust, and the is it a blue motor, blue seats. That's about close to 40 years old. Eventually I'm going to do another Lego show called this Antique Build. I'm just going to take out the Lego from when I was a kid. So I have a few Technic sets back then, but a lot of it's the original, just traditional types of bricks. So yeah, at some point in time I'll be doing that as well. as another show. Okay, so I saw you pop into MLG's stream last night. I didn't know you knew him. But then the Lego community it's growing, but it is still relatively small. Okay, now this as lava is going to be a problem. Getting the lengths of the axles just right the first time around and then try and put it together, it's going to be unpleasant. Okay. Where is that little thing? There it is. Really? I don't recall seeing a black double axle connector. No. Great. Where is it? There it is. There's one anyway. Okay. So okay. And 11 and 11. It's interesting. I remember when these first showed up, these little half pins with a slight offset after the flange, and then they've added this one, which has a bit more after the flange. And in this, double pin with a spline on the end. That's a bizarre one. That's what I like about Technic sets, that over time they keep adding new pieces. So I'm always curious what new kind of part they're going to come up with. The 8, I think I know that one. That one came out after the one I have. The one I have is like only 3 numbers. It's late 70s, 78, 79 or something. It's one of the first Technic sets they came out with. I had that, and I had the small little yellow bulldozer. Bulldozer? No, shovel. Yeah, you were sorting yesterday. No, I didn't realize you'd taken a break from it. I took a break from it. It's about 12 years. I moved, packed everything up, and I didn't touch Lego for about 5 or 6 years. Then I started buying the city sets, the small ones, which I like. They were all over my desk, all set up and whatnot. And then decided I wanted to stream. I have Lego, love Lego. Saw a few streamers, Nick in particular. I think he was the first one I saw. And then I was trying to think of a hook for my show, and that's when this Lego's Lava came up. And then I've since thought of a few others. I intend to actually build 3D models as well with Blender. I know there are 3D programs designed for Lego specifically, but I kind of like working in 3D space, so I'm actually going to build a library of pieces and start building some of this stuff. Maybe figure out how to animate it. Sorry about that. I may have to invest in straws. Yeah, I took a quick look. Your YouTube channel. You got a whole bunch of things posted there. Yeah, there's a fair number of Lego people. It would be nice to see it grow more. Unfortunately, when Twitch changed their category system, which brick building became officially added to their categories, we lost a lot. We were grouped in with some other stuff like ASMR and whatnot, but it was easier to find us. Now, not so much. So the chances of someone accidentally coming across us is a little more unlikely. But hopefully with time. Yeah. What I've been doing is I stream on Twitch and then I post everything to YouTube. I know some people actually they stream to YouTube, but no, I'm not prepared to stream two different things at once now. Plus, I don't think my system can handle it, not as it is now. Okay, that is good. No, no, no. Yeah, I had to dig two of these out of the build because I put black ones instead of gray ones, so I had to dig these out. There's that. Another piece I don't recall seeing. Plate with a post. Really? There it is. Okay. Sure enough, there is one. Yeah, I haven't gotten too far with YouTube. I've got 9 subscribers. But I'm hoping the other shows that I'm doing, The Witching Hour is something else I'm working on. Horror games, suspense games, thriller games, as well as fictional vlog, documentary kind of stuff. Performance art, I guess, is what it's being classed at. So I got some of that stuff to do, and a few other shows. So maybe a third of my shows will be Lego, maybe a quarter, maybe less than a quarter, and the rest of it will be all kinds of other stuff. Because I want to run my stream kind of like a TV channel. Like, it's got a whole bunch of shows lined up and of a variety of things, and that's just what I want to do. Just spend my time creating, 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 and as long as I'm able, there's no reason why I can't do this well past retirement. It had occurred to me about 3 weeks ago. It's like, you know what? There's no reason why I can't do this while into my retirement. Of course, I should still be working on my retirement plan, put money away, but I am not at that point right now. So you're in Washington State. When I flipped onto you and I hosted you, I saw you with the bottle. No, not the bottle. The pipe. And I saw you haul on it, and I'm like, oh no. I know that a lot of the Lego builders, they're trying to keep a PG family thing going. So for the Lego thing, I want to do the same thing. So when I saw you hit the pipe, I'm like, oh no. My first thought was you were in Canada, because we're all legal here up here, and I know Twitch rules state you can stream yourself smoking pot, providing it's legal where you are, which I don't. I consider edibles, but I'm not going to smoke. I gave up smoking cigarettes 5 years ago. I'm not going back. I heard some of the cursing too. It's like, oh no. Mind you, I have cursed a bit. I'm trying not to. Where? Okay, wait, okay. Now let's just get on with this. Okay. Yeah, if you look up in the right-hand corner, those are one's missing. There are slides of the this Lego's lava builds. They're just stills I took out of the actual footage to give an idea what it's like to try and build sets that way. I don't know if it's ever going to catch on. Yeah, I've heard that edibles have a lot of kick. Just give me half a cookie and I'd be fine. Maybe just a quarter of a cookie. Well, because I gave up drinking 8 months ago, so all I've got is tea. Okay, and you're going in there. Ah, okay. I still do not know what this particular subassembly is supposed to do. And there's a pneumatic pump. Well, there's a pneumatic piston, which I still don't know what it's supposed to do in the final build. So I'm hoping to find out. 1/8 cookie? I'll remember that. Yeah, that's going to be my thoughts on that. I have this fear I've missed a step, and I'm going to regret it. Backtracking in a build is not fun. It's a nice way to kill time, though. I figure I'm going to be 2 or 3 hours today. That's it. I might do a witching hour show tonight. I don't know yet. I'm still working on some ghost stories, but I might do some gaming. Plus Saturdays, I'm thinking of running Viscera Cleanup Detail. It's a really odd game where you clean up the aftermath of an FPS. So there's body parts and blood, toxic waste everywhere. So you literally are the cleanup crew, putting away body parts and mopping the floors. And apparently 36 people can play at once. So I'm kind of thinking, for a Saturday, just sit back, relax, do a little cleaning, chat with everybody, and see what they thought of the week. A cleanup of the week for TV, movies, music, games, and all that kinds of stuff, and just have a relaxing day. Or that's currently my plan. I don't know if I don't know if Saturday's the best day. I mean, I don't go out much right now, so for me, it's not a big deal. Okay, I get that. I still don't know what the heck it's supposed to do. I think the cockpit is supposed to lift, supposed to raise up. So I guess if you're trying to dig into a hole and you can't see, the cockpit lifts up so you can see down farther. I think that's what this is intended for. Okay. That seems right. Here. That's a 5. That's a 3, that's a 4. Okay, so can you actually hear the music? I can barely hear it. I'm using pretzel rocks because it's royalty free. Oh yeah? Okay, yeah. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, Pretzel Rocks plays all royalty, copyright free music. It's great. The music's not bad. They got a few stations. This is the rock station. There's a few songs in here I wouldn't class as rock, but heck am I right? Okay, so I need a 9. 9. Any idea which big Lego set you want? I have a fair number of the ones they've released in the last 3 years, I think. I don't have the Bugatti yet. I do want the Bugatti. I also want to do that as lava, see if I can build that one. I've seen at least 3 different streams doing it. There's 2 guys in, I think they're in Washington State or Oregon. They're on Fridays, usually Saturdays, sometimes Fridays. Looks like they're roommates. They were building one. J-Bar Homie, he just finished his a couple of weeks ago. I think there's 1 or 2 other people who've built that one. And I think I've seen 3 or 4 people build the Millennium Falcon, the 7,000 piece one. Actually, that bucket shovel one I showed you, one with the big wheel, I think you can still get it on Amazon for $229, and retail it's $350. Well, Canadian. That's Canadian price, so it's a little cheaper in the States, but still. Wait a minute. Okay, no, that's fine. Oh. Okay, why would they do that? Oh, okay, I see. Whoops. That's why they want you to go through the front. Okay. Let's see, I have dropped 0.1% frames, 54 in total, so no, we're running okay. The question is, yeah, I'm cranking at 99% at the moment. Now 100, 99. Well, the sound is fine. Let's get rid of these. There isn't much else to remove, man. Oh, I saw that slight hiccup. Okay. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Houston, we have a problem. What the heck happened there? No. Yeah, there's the problem. This one is one too far over. That's better. Mistakes, mistakes, mistakes everywhere. That's better. There we go. Having the book does help. It's still the screen for the instructions is still a distance away. So sometimes it's a little tricky to figure out what they want done for each step. Okay, there's another crank in here? Really? Damn, I thought there was only one. They keep asking for them, and I keep finding them. Okay, wait. What is that? Okay. So that's where you belong. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Now we get to figure out where the hell it goes on here. talking about? Okay. Ah. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Trying to line up all these pins as lava to get them all lined up so I can seed it in. That. Okay, so those two don't matter. That one doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, that is what I thought it was. Yeah. The control cabin lifts up, so that's what this is for. I still don't know what this last pneumatic cylinder's for, but okay. We'll just leave it like that. So now, I guess we build the cockpit. So it's not going to be fun taking this thing apart, let alone building it as lava. Okay. Don't you dare. No, they're black. Okay. Not gray. Yeah, okay. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Ah, you put this on too soon. Okay, still. Ah, okay, yeah, no. I had it wrong, but now it's correct. Okay. Okay, now that's done. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, okay. Ah, there we go. I scared myself. Oops. Well, we're getting short on parts, which means we're getting closer and closer. We're at 166 in pages, and there's 252, so we're getting there. That's a lot of pins to line up, guys. That does not make the lava part easier. Everything wants to move around. Okay, we don't do stickers. We don't do stickers or decals. Although I am beginning to wonder, where are they? I have no intentions of using them, but it doesn't change the fact that I don't know where they went. Just curious to what Rift Tracks is playing right now. I did that part. Pay attention to what you're doing. But these guys didn't go in. Ah. Is that a 2 space? Damn it. What happened? Oh, wait a minute. That's dopey me. I was actually in the ballpark of what was going on. Two instructions look so much alike. Right, then we get to this one. So this one. That makes sense. Pay attention. Quit making mistakes. Good thing I don't have a penalty in case I make mistakes. It's costing me a fortune. Oh, there appear to be 4 people here. Hi. Welcome to Arctic's Empire. I'm Arctic. Today's a traditional Technic build. This is the day 4. I don't try and finish these all in one step, all in one day. I like to take my time with them, so that's why. I could finish it tonight. I'm not sure. I'm at, what, just past an hour? I might finish it tonight. But, yeah, as soon as I have it finished, I'm going to build a second different Technic set. Then I'm going to take them both apart, and I'm going to reassemble this one as lava, which means no hands. Hands free. Up in the right hand corner you see snapshots from the I've done 7 series so far, building city sets as lava. And now I've graduated to the real challenge, which is Technic sets. Up to 5. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, there's no one to talk to, so No, if people want to lurk, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Yeah, no, there was no one to talk to, so I'm not quite at the point. I suspect if there was no one watching Parky or MLG, they would still continue going on. And I'm not quite at that point yet, where I'm just gonna amuse myself while I'm building. I look forward to being that comfortable with it, but for the time being, no, not yet. I talk a bit more during some of the gameplay. One of the games I've been playing for the witching hour, I've only played one session so far, is a Half-Life mod called Day Hunger. Came out in 1999, 2000, and 2001. It's a 3-part trilogy. And I talk a bit during that one. Zombies that talk freak me out. Just, yeah. Zombie games in general just freak me out. Spending money on the internet. Now, I'll be doing that in a few days. Once the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales come through, I'll buy all the parts to build a new system. And well, I still might end up using my laptop. I plan on doing some streaming from a spare room. So, depending on the demands, I might use the laptop for that, or I'll drag my my current gaming system around the house for streaming. Yeah, I think Parky could do that. I'm pretty sure MLG as well. Oh, wait a minute. What the heck am I doing? Skipping steps and everything. Jeez, man. Terrible. Oh, dummy. Other way around. It goes in so much easier. Oh, okay. There's one. And there's a black one. Yeah, he would. His wall of minifigs is really cool. someone may. Miss Lady is following. I'm sorry, I didn't even see the notification. Something is not working properly on my alerts. I'm gonna have to spend more time figuring what that's about. I feel bad for not having a chance to thank her when she did. Okay, where is it? There it is. I have to say I'm happy with this set. There's not a lot of dots. I mean, I put one or two on. And there's another one right there. Maybe a half dozen dots. No, less than a dozen from the looks of it. Oh yeah. Well, people take fishing really, and tying flies is apparently it's a real art. So I can see true fly fishermen. I can see if they find someone who knows what they're doing. I can see that actually. Uh, he didn't stream yesterday. I caught his today. Yeah, I think I watched most of his. I was just getting ready to start up mine when he finished. I was like, ah, damn. Could have passed the audience to me, but passed it on to Luffy. Alright, so that's done so far. So now... Yeah, Parky. Yeah, Parky. Yeah, MLG did 2 minifigs? No. He got three fishermen. Three fishermen. I think it was the three. Yeah, I didn't get to see all of his. Yeah. I still have to set up my Stream Deck. I was using it when I first started, but when I started changing the layouts, overlays, you have to reconnect everything, which I didn't like. I just thought if I just change things around, I shouldn't have to, but so I haven't been playing around with it. But it's fun to see some of the things people use theirs for. Nightyclad, how are you? Welcome. Okay. I wonder how much work he gets done at the office, because I know he jumps in to check people out while he's at work. He probably locks the door, puts a chair up underneath the door handle, and watches everybody streaming Lego. For those who don't know yet, I'm going to finish this set. I'm going to do another Technic set. Then I'm going to take them apart. And I'm going to rebuild this one as lava. So this will be my first lava Technic set. So I'm actually building it the old-fashioned way just to enjoy it. Plus it's given me an idea of what I may have to do it as a lava set. I know there's going to be a number of really nasty challenges. So far I think the only thing I may have to cheat on is the hoses. Yeah, I try and build Lego sets as if they're lava, which means you can't use your hands. You have to use tools. So I've got, oh, I put it away, but, oh wait a minute. I got a whole bunch of tweezers of different types, pliers, hemostats, medical clamps, all kinds of stuff like that. Plus, I've been building tools. This is meant to actually clamp on. Eventually, yeah, this would be a clamp. So you clamp it onto a part. That way, I can pick up the part, move it around as I need to. So yeah, that's what that was. I was experimenting with some of the possibilities of this, which as this particular design I can't pick up. Although you could just pick it up that way. Yeah, so I'm going to do this as lava after. And as I said, I have a bunch of Technic sets. I have those three as well. So I'll probably do, well, yeah. I'm not sure about the Porsche, but I do know I do intend to build that as lava to see if I can do it. So that's the last thing on the list. Unless I can get a Millennium Falcon, the 7,000 piece one. If I can get that, I'm going to try it. I also want to get the Bugatti to see if I can do that. Yeah, basically any Technic set, I'd like to see if I can do it. I'm finding the real frustrating part, but the real challenge is figuring out how to build tools to be able to get the job done. I think that's where the challenge comes in now. I came up with it myself. I've gotten funny looks about it, but so far people think it's cool. I still have all my hair. I mean, I wear this because my hair is so long. Keep it out of my eyes, but yeah, I imagine I'll be pulling out my hair sometime next week. Yeah, it's my idea. Yeah, because I want to do this Lego is lava. Then there's this show, just straight builds. I want to do what I'm going to call Lego Blender. Blender's a 3D modeling animation program. So I want to build all the pieces in 3D and put them together and build models and stuff. I know there's official programs for that, but I find it fun actually making them myself. I mean, you make one and you can copy it over and over and over and over. Plus, you can change the color. So, yeah, making actual pieces in 3D space is really fun. I really enjoyed it. And the last show I have planned is this antique build. I have Lego from when I was a kid, so I have some of the first Technic sets. The first car. There was a go-kart, there was a car, and there was a bulldozer or a bucket shovel. They're late 70s, so they're about 40 years old. So I have them, and I have a bunch of other sets from when I was a kid, so I'm going to build them as well. I'm not going to do them as lava. Am I? No, no, no. I think I have about maybe 20 Technic sets to do as lava. 20? Roughly. I think I have about 8 new ones that are still in the box, and about 12 old ones. So that's my plan for the Lego stuff. And I still have the Witching Hour stuff to do, and I'm still developing Squirrel Bay. It was originally supposed to be a comic strip, but it never really took off that way. So I just figured I might be able to figure out how to adapt those stories and whatnot into some format that works for stream, and then get posted onto YouTube as well. So those are the plans for my show. I want my stream to be like a TV station where there's a set number of different programs and people tune in to watch the shows they like. And hopefully they like them all. Watch them all. I'm thinking 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, maybe, to stream in terms of all the writing and everything and all the pre-production stuff. So I'm looking at 8+ hour days. Hopefully when there's a crowd and they like what's going on and I get some input from them and make some changes, I can make a career out of this. Just spend the rest of my life creating stuff and enjoying it. Enjoying the whole process of solving the problems. Why did I move that? I don't know. So So where am I? Okay, I got that, I got that. And now these guys. I think we have a few other people in here. Hi, my name's Arctic. This is Arctic's Empire, and this is my straightforward Technic build. This is episode 4. I know it says 3. Sorry, I forgot to change that. I might get this done tonight. Probably not. I'll finish this up probably tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. Brick and Nick is doing his show from 2 till between 5 and 7 usually. So I'll do my show after that, finish this up, and then I'll do the second build. I'm going to do that pickup truck with the tracks, the 4 tracks instead of wheels, the 4x4. I have one of those. I have 2 of them actually. So yeah, that's my next build. And then I'm going to take them all apart, put them back together as lava sets. Okay, so that's done. Now, it's nice there's people in here, someone to talk to. I talk to myself enough as it is. I currently live alone. I have the whole place to myself, which is why I'm set up in the living room. So I spend a lot of time talking to myself, so it's kind of nice to sort of talk to other people. I kind of regret my trash panda cam idea didn't work out. I have 2 security cams on my deck, wireless, just cheap ones I bought. So I keep an eye out for the wildlife at night, because they scurry around the deck and cause problems. So I used to stream that like 8 hours a night. I think I did that for 3 weeks straight. And unfortunately, they only show up once a week if you're lucky. And sometimes they just pop into the camera, and other times they actually do something. At one point, they pulled stuff off one of the shelves, and it all came crashing down. You can find it on YouTube. I put it on YouTube. I think it's Raccoon Goes Boom. There was 3 of them on the deck. Mom was on the ground. The 2 youngins were climbing up, and one youngin grabbed something and it all came down on him. So I have a little bit of footage of that, but it wasn't much, so didn't catch anyone's eye, so I had to give it up. I don't think there's anything wrong with answering yourself. I think you know you're losing it when you lose an argument to yourself over and over and over. Why do I have this? Oh man, I'm getting myself all confused now. No, that's correct. Oh, is that why? Oh, that's interesting. They're actually using that for a seat. This piece is actually being used as part of the body as well. It's being used as a panel in 4 places here, which is nice because the pins that hold it closed don't go in till later after you put the hoses in. So with the flaps open, you can actually get your... Oh, this side is open still. You can get your hands in behind the valves to press the hoses on. And then afterwards they get pinned closed. So yeah, this one's pinned. But yeah, I didn't know they could actually use it for a chair as well. That's cool. I love seeing the way the designers solve these problems. Take advantage of a piece and use it in different ways. Ah. Where is it? Okay, so okay. I don't do decals. I don't play around with stickers. Hopefully someday I'll sell them for lots and lots of money on eBay or something. Parky says there's actually a market for mint condition unused stickers from prior sets. Which means I have stickers for sets that date back 15 years at least. Original Lego didn't have any decals, not during the 70s. I don't think they had any during the 80s. Okay, so have I managed to get this far without screwing it up? I think so. I think we can move on. Ziploc bag. I hadn't thought of that. I'm gonna have to consider that. Okay. Two. I haven't been paying attention to the feed. I'm not sure that upper right still slideshow is actually... Okay, it's working. Every time I look over, it looks like it's on the same picture. And I'm like, is that not working properly either? So you guys can hear Pretzel in the background? Actually, that's where all my sets are, well, all the Technic sets are in individual bags. I didn't separate them. My stuff from a kid, that's all together in one box. I think that's all ziplocked as well. Okay, yeah, I just... If someone ever wants to explain Einstein's theory of relativity, it's really simple. When you do sound levels before you stream, keep in mind how loud your own headphones are, because I sounded fine when I did the sound test, only to realize, because Skin helped me out, the volume you guys are hearing is too low. So there's relativity in a really short explanation. So I'm going to have to give thought to figuring out preset volume levels on certain stuff to make sure I get it all correct when it comes to actually broadcasting. So wait a minute. Houston, I think we have another mistake. This back piece is supposed to be vertical. Yeah, we have another problem. Yeah. That. Damn. obviously I need more practice at doing this and communicating with the audience while not screwing up. Of course, the question is at what point, or is that all backwards? No, that's correct. So at what point did they shift? Wait a minute. That's the problem. It's not a gray piece. It's a black piece. Yeah. That is wrong. It's not gray. It's black. That's why it wouldn't swivel when it was supposed to. Mystery solved. That's much better. I can't win for losing. It's backwards again. Damn it. That's better. Now, to center everything. There we go. Mystery solved. There we go. I don't know why it has to do that, but it does. Oh, the Ghostbusters firehouse? I wanted that. I don't think I knew it was out until after it was discontinued, though. Not that I can afford to go out and buy stuff like that. I mean, right now I'm looking at wanting the Bugatti and the Millennium Falcon, but those two together are what? It's 1,200, no, 1,300 bucks Canadian. So I'm gonna have to get my finances straightened out before I'll be doing that. Although I have considered the Millennium Falcon used, but I doubt anyone would sell it. And then of course you got to worry about missing pieces when there's that many of them. Ah, I see. This is to make the arms turn up. Yeah. I get it. And the lower gray piece is a stopper. I like that. There we go. Okay. And a steering wheel. which oddly enough doesn't turn. Guys, could have made that turn. Okay, next. Who is this? Is this Eye of I? Queen Mab's Whisper by Straight on Tilmore. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Now it's good to go. So. That's weird. They don't actually give a length for this in the instructions. They show a 5. They don't show one for this. It's curious. They're usually pretty consistent with this stuff. They do a better of making the instructions than I do following them. So I really can't complain too much. So is everyone throwing out their romaine lettuce? I know it's a strange thing to say, but it was in the news today. The CDC has told everyone, throw out your romaine lettuce. E. coli contamination is being picked up from California all the way to Massachusetts. So they're saying, and they can't trace down the original source of all of it. So they're saying, throw it all out. And apparently the Canadian government said the same thing. Throw it all out. So I did. I was going to have a Caesar salad last night, late night dinner or late night snack, and the last minute I decided not to, and I guess I'm kind of glad. They say generally E. coli is not fatal, but it is unpleasant, so I'd like to think I dodged that bullet, although it occurs to me that's not an exactly appropriate phrase to use anymore, considering the utter mayhem going on down in the States. Shooting in Denver, shooting in a Chicago hospital yesterday. Every time I see this kind of a assembly, I think of call it torsion suspension systems. Torsion? Torque? Torsion? Torsion rod? Torque rod? Torsion rod, I think you call it. Yeah, I saw that as well. I didn't read the news on that one. Apparently, Zuckerberg's losing his mind. And his money, apparently. Apparently he's lost nearly half of his wealth. Something like $35 billion, $40 billion he's lost. from the stock drop after all that political analyst stuff. Well, hey, you guys weren't wondering what people were using all this information for? Apple's taken a beating. Bezos lost almost $50 billion in value. He went from 168 billion to 120 something, I think. That must really suck. You're still worth over $100 billion. Yeah, but depending on where it happened, it's probably considered. Oh no, it's not. That's not a dowry. Dowry's the other way around. Yeah, just it's crazy. The world's not making much sense anymore. Although it probably didn't make that much sense back before either. We just didn't know how broken the world was. Yeah, I am not a fan. I was a fan of Apple when they were fighting against Microsoft. But when all this proprietary stuff came out, I haven't liked them since. Their products are good for graphics, music editing, film editing. That's it. And yeah, I think you're right. Hubris is definitely a problem. It's funny, I always blame Steve Jobs for a lot of that, but the more I think about it, the more I think he was just the scapegoat. He was the front man who looked good for the company, had the charisma for the company, but in the end, any bad decisions the company made, that's all on the board. I don't think that was so much him. So I might not be so pissed with him as I used to be, but still. Oh, okay. I've only started using it. Vegas, I picked it up in a humble bumble for 15 bucks for that and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I've used it a little bit. I mean, granted, I'm not making Hollywood films, so it looks like it does the job for me. I still have to spend more time learning it. What in the world? Oh, okay. Well, that slides together very nicely. Yeah, it's cool stuff. I just, again, my current gaming system isn't quite up to par. I'm trying to remember what the heck I've got. It's an AMD 4 core. It's like 7 or 8 years old. And I've got a GTX 660 Ti card, so I'm at just the bottom of the rung for streaming. And of course, this laptop has an M80 840, so it's actually below the threshold of streaming requirements. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, apparently there is no TI 1060, but that's what I'm looking to buy is a 1060. I was talking to a friend and he's really up on the technology, and he said unless you're running what a 144 hertz screen, there's no point in going above a 1060. 60 frames per second is fine. If your hertz is 60, he said 1060, you don't need to go any higher. Not unless you're going to go to high def screen, super high def. Oh, 1070? Thinking about it, but for 400 bucks I can get a 1060. I mean, the system I'm building is a gaming system, but hopefully in a year I'll be able to build a proper monster system. And then the system I want to build now will become the streaming system. This current streaming system would then become a server. I'm running an old, it's a 2-core processor. Running Linux, that's my server. I don't mind Linux, it's just there are no video drivers for video cards, so I can't run anything on a high end. Sweet. What is my phone chirping about? Matty Clad followed me back. Well, welcome back. I appreciate you returning. I will call off the dogs. They were looking for you, actually. You were on the list, but I guess they hadn't gotten around to you yet. The dogs are somewhere in the southern states looking for someone else. I won't mention. You'll hear about their demise in the papers tomorrow. But I will call the dogs off on you. Isn't that the whole point? Well, the whole point's to make typos and not care, actually. I don't care. I'm stoned. I am not. Oops. No, they are supposed to be vertical. Okay. Up, upside down. Yeah, Linux is... It's not for beginners. I should know how to run it better than I do, but I haven't kept up on it, so I really should spend more time with it. In certain respects, it kicks the crap out of Windows. It's unfortunate that we are essentially forced to use Windows as well. Okay, I get this, but unfortunately there is... These are all the same size, correct? For something else. There we go. Okay. What in the world are these guys doing now? Okay, not that. Come on, jeez. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I have an idea how this is going to work. Metal. Okay. So, and come on, where are you? And should be one more. Come on, there. Oh, damn, that's not it. Where are you? You're in here somewhere. Or are you over here? No, you are not in there. And you should not be there. There you are. Gotcha. You are not getting away. It is your turn to be on the show, and you're going to like it. I don't care what your manager told you. How are they doing this? Okay, this for lava is probably going to really suck. Trying to line all this nonsense up. Okay, it's an interesting solution, but okay. So that's 4. Now we pull out one of these ones. I thought about that, but no. Oven mitts can only be used to hold parts. So if I had no other way of picking this up but this way, then yeah, you'd have to use an oven mitt. Unless I can figure out how to put a clamp on it so I can on a handle so I can pick it up. But otherwise, yeah, that's the only time. I'm not going to go out and find a kiln-ready blast furnace certified glove. It's not worth it. Just to figure as long as the glove is thick enough that you really couldn't put anything together with it, that's fine. You're holding to the idea that Lego is lava. 2 black and 2 gray. So that hopefully save me from any unfortunate mistakes. Oh no, wait a minute, not these. No, I need the half. What in the world are you guys talking about? Okay, now that makes more sense. Wow. I have to admit, I mean, these instructions are tricky at times, more than I expected. Here I am doing this, and unfortunately I've left you guys behind, which is something I'm trying not to do. So there we go. Yeah, they're yeah, unfortunately. I mean, although I imagine the next set of digital instructions we'll probably see from them will be 3D. So yeah, that'd be kind of a cool project. They'd literally just put the part, do a 3D scan of it, add parts, do a 3D scan of it. That way you could literally go to this instruction and move around the piece completely to be able to see what they did precisely. I haven't heard they're working on that, but I'll bet you that's what they're doing. Actual 3D models for building. That would be really cool. That'd be a cool project. Maybe that's what I'll do for a show afterwards. Try and do a 3D instruction program. Not a program, but an actual show. Well, no. I can do it in LDD. Well, I'm actually going to build all this stuff in Blender. So by rights, Blender would allow me to move in and around. Allow you to explode it. And that'd be cool. I think that's what I might work on. Yeah, the sub-assemblies are really tricky at times, especially with this part. figuring out where certain subassemblies aligned to go in was not easy. Admittedly, simple digital instructions are not, I mean, they work for the most part, but there are times when you actually need the book to be able to stare at it closely and change the angle and flip back and forth to see if you get another view of, another perspective of what you're doing. Okay, so that's all done. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and make a 3D version of instructions for this kind of stuff. Something you can just really rotate it in space and just focus straight into wherever part you want. That would be cool. And it makes sense because in a lot of cases the secondary builds, they don't give the instruction books anymore. It's all done through PDFs. Okay. 10 axle. Torsion bar suspension, that's what it's called. Okay. I was the same way. I had all my Technic sets on shelves, but you ever tried dusting that stuff off? It sucks. So I actually ended up taking them apart eventually. Some of them are not easy. Like, it's surprising just how tough they go together. Yeah, it's like some of these Technic sets were designed not to come apart on purpose. I've never done... I don't think... No, I have. One or two, maybe 3 sets. I've actually done the alternate build. But back then, they were instructions for it. They weren't online. So, that's what I've done. How long have I been at this? A little over 2 hours. Okay, that's a curious piece. Okay. Oh, thanks, Ken. You have a good day too, sir. I'll see you around here somewhere at some point. Oh, what is that? Nope. That's a dot, but it's a square dot. We hate dots. I hate dots. Okay. Oh, there it is. Guessing this is a side mirror. Yep. Okay. Ah, okay. And now for the mounting. There we go. Okay, that mystery is solved. Cool. Still don't know what this is for. So that's intended to be a lock. Nope. I don't know what that's for yet. Hopefully we will learn soon. So, it is cool. Okay. times like this, I'm thinking during a lava build, I should put the pin in the other end first. Yeah, I gotta try and get the damn thing out. Okay. So you want it to be this way, and I think it's smarter to do it this way. All I need to do is make sure the spline is correct. And I can stop. Yeah, see? Guys, that's easier. That's how I'm going to do it as lava. Oh, where is this going? Hey, don't you be doing that. Okay, well, let's back this up. Just in case I have to lock something else in that spot. It's not exactly light. Jesus. It's almost 10:30. Okay. Well, if there's anyone out there, feel free to say hi. This is Arctic's Empire. I am Arctic. Today is a traditional Technic build. This is day 4. It says 3. Sorry. Now this is episode 4. I'm just doing a leisurely build of this set because I really enjoy Technic sets. And shortly afterwards, I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to put it back together on my other show, This Lego's Lava, which means I'm going to put it all back together without using my bare hands. Tools only are allowed. And judging by this build, I'm not sure this can actually be built entirely as lava. I think there are a few places where I may have to cheat. Which, if you were watching some of the other shows, I started developing a notation just to know, to share with everybody at what point I had to bend the rules. Because who knows, maybe someone out there can figure out a way around certain build points that I couldn't. Which, as I've started to learn, is the really fun part of this, is becoming the figuring out solutions to certain build problems. don't like the fact that I'm down to this few number of pieces and I cannot find that. And that's a problem because that is gray, which means I now have to worry there may be a gray. I may have swapped one piece for another. Damn it! That's a black piece. So where? They're all gray, so that's correct. They are gray. Oh, this is not fun. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I knew about that. That's in the center. That's correct. Oh, this sucks, man. Yeah. I am not seeing it, which means it got put somewhere else. Now these pieces were all black, so that's correct. Yeah, they're black. Is that where the problem is? Nope. Those are gray, so that's not it. Whoops. I heard a light tearing. Jeez Louise. Whoa. Okay. Let's not do that. It'll fall over. is that? Go over top, so that's done correctly. Oh, these are only halves, I think. So. They are gray. And they are... Well, I'm not sure where something went wrong, but I'm going to have to figure it out at another time. I'm going to call it a day. I want to thank everyone who showed up. Appreciate it. It's really great to have people in here sharing the experience. Okay. So, who all is here? Looks like it's just a lot of systems, and Maddie Clad's here. Okay. Well, Maddie, yeah, I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, something seems to be wrong. I'm going to have to figure out where and fix it. My plan so far is to probably stream tomorrow night after Brick and Nick's show, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so I want to thank everyone. This is Arctic's Empire. I'm Arctic. This is a traditional Technic build. This is episode 4. So it looks like we'll go for 5 for this one, and perhaps we'll jump right into the next Technic build after this one's completed tomorrow. I'm not sure. Okay, I want to thank everybody. See if I can find anyone quickly to raid. Well then, yeah, I'm just gonna sign off. Yeah, okay then, I'm just gonna sign off. So, say goodbye to everybody. I will see everybody tomorrow.